Hey YouTube, it's ICU and welcome to the 97th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. So to start off, let's talk about the latest beta firmware from Apple. Earlier this week, they released iOS 6 Beta 3, and if you want more details on the latest beta firmware, I'll have a link to a post down below in the more info that has all of the changes and features for iOS 6 Beta 3. Along the same lines, in the same day it was released, the iPhone dev team pushed out an updated version of Red Snow to actually jailbreak iOS 6 Beta 3 for the iPhone 4, the iPhone 3GS, and the 4th generation iPod Touch. Now again, this is primarily for developers. I was still getting some questions on that video about that. Again, it does not give you Cydia, it just gives you SSH access from which you will actually be able to install different packages. However, if you're just an average ordinary user who isn't really familiar with SSH, then I highly recommend staying away from it until iOS 6 is actually publicly released, along with a jailbreak for it. Alright, now moving on, earlier this month on July 9th, a United Kingdom judge actually stated in a ruling that Samsung's tablets simply aren't as cool as Apple's iPad, therefore they do not infringe on any of Apple's patents. And now building on that, earlier this week, a ruling from another judge states that Apple actually has to publicly announce on their United Kingdom website that Samsung did not copy their design, and they have to leave the notice up for 6 months. Now coming from my standpoint, it definitely seems like the judge's ruling is unorthodox and it goes over the top. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section or on Best Tech Info for the question of the day. Alright, now moving on, the New York Times is actually jumping on board with all of the rumors reported of a supposed upcoming mini iPad from Apple. They claim that Apple is developing a new 7.85-inch iPad that will sell for significantly less than their cheapest iPad, which, as most of you know, starts at $499. The report also goes on to state that the product is expected to be announced later this year. So will it actually happen? Will Apple indeed release a 7.85-inch iPad to compete with the likes of the Amazon Kindle Fire and the new Google Nexus 7 tablet? We'll just have to wait and see. Of course, be sure to stay tuned to Best Tech Info and this series, Best Tech Info and Rumors, to be fully updated on the situation. All right, now moving on, I'm sure as most of you know, during this year's WWDC event, which was held in June, Apple actually announced iOS 6, and one of the smaller features they promised to come to the next major installment of iOS was the ability to actually use FaceTime over 3G, which was something that most people have been complaining about and demanding since FaceTime was actually announced alongside the iPhone 4. Well, now fast forward to iOS 6 Beta 3, and some developers are actually finding that a new dialog box pops up when they actually try to enable FaceTime over 3G, and it's not necessarily restricted to AT&T. However, most reports are coming from developers with AT&T iPhones that basically says they have to enable FaceTime over cellular on that specific account by either calling into AT&T or actually visiting their website. Now, a couple of clarification statements have been made by AT&T simply stating that they're working with Apple to try and get the best possible user experience. However, of course, we know from the past AT&T will try and slam as many fees on as many different features as they possibly can, so it's speculated that this will either become a paid feature through AT&T or at the very least it will be restricted. Alright, and finally, the other day I actually received my Google Nexus 7 tablet and I did an unboxing for it. If you guys want to see that, I'll have links to it down below. Of course, I will be doing more videos on the tablet, so just be sure to stay tuned for that, and don't forget to rate this video up if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button to be notified every time I release new videos. All the links to everything I talked about in this video will be down below in the more info. And for the question of the day, like I stated earlier, what do you guys think about the new ruling that states Apple has to publish clarification about Samsung tablets on their United Kingdom website? Again, let me know down below in the comment section or on Best Tech Info. Of course, don't forget to be updated more often. Just be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and add me to one of your circles inside of Google+. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.